Welcome to the Holistic Health Bites podcast. I'm your host, Andrea Nicholson, here with bite-sized episodes to empower, educate, and enlighten you with ways to lose weight, heal your gut, and achieve your ideal health so you can live an adventure-filled life. Let's dive in. Welcome back to the Holistic Health Bites podcast. Today, we are talking all about getting past feeling fine. We all get so used to just feeling like crap that we don't even recognize it anymore. This is just normal. This is just how we feel. And we're just kind of okay with feeling fine. We also lose track of how good we really could be feeling. I learned this lesson over many years, and I think it's one of those things that it's just really easy to not pay attention to. I spent years focusing on one specific goal at any given time, and I didn't even really know that there were so many other possibilities. There were so many other things that I could have been striving for. When I first started my health journey, it was because I got some news of advancing cardiovascular disease development. My entire goal was about reducing that risk. This ended up taking me down an initial path of paying more attention to what I was eating, being sure that I got exercise in every day. And I kind of thought that if I lost a little bit of weight, then that would make all of the difference in the world. So the weight wasn't necessarily my goal, but I thought that losing the weight would fix this problem. And I was successful on both fronts in my 20s. Those plaques that were forming disappeared, my arterial age reversed, and I lost the weight. I felt fine. I wouldn't say that I had exuberant energy or really clear skin or really an overly happy belly, but I was fine. This went on for a while until I started not feeling so great again. I started gaining the weight again, despite making no changes to my diet or my workouts. I was still okay with energy, still didn't have great skin or a happy belly, but I just thought it was normal. When the weight crept back on, I knew something had to change. So I cleaned up my diet even more. I ended up transitioning to a full vegetarian diet, and I made this transition for two major reasons. One, I didn't like the weight. I didn't like that weight gain, and I didn't feel great eating meat anyway. So I prioritized eating fresh vegetables, fruits, and whole grains, and I doubled down on my workouts. Initially, I felt amazing. I felt lighter, more energetic, I had better skin, and my belly actually did feel much happier. But again, it didn't last. I slowly started gaining the weight back again. My belly became even more unhappy than it ever had been before. My energy plummeted, and my muscles became increasingly sore. So much so that I actually had to stop working out. My legs and feet were so sore just walking around in daily life. It made no sense to me. I didn't think there was any way I could possibly do any better with my nutrition or my lifestyle. When I finally hit this point of frustration, I started doing a lot more research. I talked to a lot of practitioners, I read a lot of books, I listened to a ton of podcasts. I learned a lot about what was going on. Ultimately, I underwent functional testing, comprehensive assessments, and I did a lot of thought work. I really took a deep dive into what was going on in my body, how I was thinking about it, all the choices I was making, the habits that I had. Now, what does this have to do with getting past just feeling fine? Well, looking back, I realized that I could have bypassed a lot of these challenges if I would have just really looked deeper at what my symptoms were, what I really wanted that I didn't have, and what I no longer wanted to deal with. I had just chalked up all of those normal things, and I didn't put enough significance on them to really deal with them. I was just okay with being okay. I knew I had bloating and gas, but I always had, so I just thought that's how I was. I knew I was constipated, but that was pretty normal for me. I knew I had extra weight that I couldn't really explain, and I was eating a very clean diet and exercising daily, so maybe that was just normal. I knew I was not as energetic as I should have been given my age and overall life. I knew I shouldn't have been still struggling with acne since I wasn't a teen anymore. None of these things were bad enough for me to really face them, though. So I only really faced the big scary news about the cardiovascular disease development. I wasted years not even looking to feel my best. I was just settling for fine. I could have prioritized fixing my gut, which would have remedied the bloating, the gas, and the constipation years ago. I could have started eating the right foods for my body, which, by the way, was not a vegetarian diet. And that would have boosted my energy and reduced my inflammation years ago. I didn't have to spend more than a decade searching for the perfect diet plan, workout regimen, and struggling with all these recurring issues. I didn't have to spend thousands of dollars on diet foods, cookbooks, miracle potions, meal replacement shakes, and crazy fitness equipment. When I truly focused on feeling amazing, belly to brain, everything came into alignment. And now I've maintained it for years. So what did focusing belly to brain look like? Well, there's three major aspects. The first part was the investigation. This is the first and most important step to really identifying what's going on. I had to look at what my beliefs were about this entire process. I did a comprehensive deep dive into my symptoms, my habits, what I didn't like about my body or my health, what I wanted in an ideal world, and what I was thinking about this whole process. This is where I finally recognized that I had allowed fine to keep me stuck. I found myself repeatedly saying things like, it's okay, when thinking about various aspects of my body or my health. Okay? Just okay? Is that really all I wanted? Just to be fine? Challenging those beliefs are really what opened my eyes to what's ideal, what's optimal. I totally rewrote those beliefs and all of the things that I chalked up to just being normal. These were not ideal. And I didn't have to be okay with them. This phase also involved functional lab testing to get hard data on what was really going on inside my body that I couldn't see. This is what provided the foundation to build a targeted protocol, a plan to get me to that ideal health. The second phase was to implement the simple, doable plan. This is where I put into action that targeted plan. Make any necessary changes to the nutrition plan, adding or changing up the workout routines, evaluating personal care products, adding recommended nutritional supplements that aided in healing my imbalances, prioritizing quality sleep, reducing and managing stress. These are the actions that actually get me to the ideal. And the third foundational component is really looking at those beliefs. We have to initiate new beliefs. What got you here is not going to get you to that ideal. So throughout this process, I have to continually work on identifying and addressing those sneaky beliefs that take me back down old paths to bad habits, or that tell me that fine is good enough. This is a daily exercise to rewrite those thoughts. These are lifelong skills that apply to all aspects of our lives, not just health. This is the process that I went through to blow past that line of just feeling fine and to truly seek ideal or optimal wellness. This is the first and, well, only process that ever worked for me. It has completely changed my entire life. And not only has it stopped those undesired symptoms, recurring weight gain, digestive issues, skin breakouts, and low energy, but it also changed how I think about myself, my choices, my habits, what's possible for me, and how I can help my clients through this exact same challenge. This is the process I take my clients through too, because it works if you do the work. I'd be honored to be your guide on this journey. I believe in you. I know this is possible for you too. So I want you to take a minute and think about, where have you been okay with fine? Where are you putting up with just being okay, or chalking negative symptoms up to just normal for you? Trust me when I say these don't have to be normal. You don't have to be okay with fine. You can seek and achieve ideal. Be well and vibrant. Thanks for being a faithful listener to the podcast. I'd love it if you left me a 5-star review on this podcast so that others can more easily find this valuable information. Did you know I also work one-on-one with clients? I approach solving health challenges like I approached solving crimes, by conducting a thorough investigation into your case. Sadly, hundreds of millions of people in the US have insulin resistance, prediabetes, and diabetes, and the vast majority have no idea. I'm here to fix that. If you struggle with low energy, stubborn weight, hypertension, sleep disturbances, or any other undesired symptoms, let's talk. All you have to do is schedule a free call. The link will be in the show notes. And no, you do not need to live near me.